When it comes to weight loss, unfortunately, women get the short end of the stick. It's definitely harder for women to lose weight. In fact, women have been hardwired to not lose weight. And no matter how cheesy what I'm about to tell you sounds, it all makes perfect sense if we stop and think about it. Let me explain. It all stems back to the hunter-gatherer days of our ancestors. See, men weren't built for fat storage at all. Men were built to be lean and fast, to hunt food. How men can even accumulate fat at all goes completely against our genetics. Now, on the other hand, women were built for fat storage to be able to survive and care for children during famine. Their essential minimal fat stores are many times higher than men. Women were built to accumulate as much fat as possible and not to lose those accumulations for childbirth, milk production, and child rearing. Unfortunately, we've been built to survive, not to look good. Women have a couple major fat-storing roadblocks that hold them back. First of all, women's fat cells are bigger, and they have more fat-storing enzymes in them. Men's fat cells have more fat-burning enzymes and are much smaller. Women honestly do have a lot more working against them, which is why the steps I'll be outlining in this presentation work so well. Second, estrogen multiplies fat-storing enzymes, making them gain weight around their butt and thighs like it's an Olympic event. Those darn childbirth genetics. And in the 21st century, both women and men have to worry about something called estrogen belly. Estrogen belly is essentially when a layer of fat sits on the abdominal muscles, caused by a decreased rate of estrogen excretion. This stubborn fat can appear to never leave no matter how hard you diet or exercise. So, because the liver is responsible for processing and ensuring healthy hormone balance, it's also responsible for detoxifying excess estrogen, or xenoestrogen, that builds up in the body and contributes to estrogen overload and increased fat storage. These foreign hormone mimickers are found in plastics, birth control pills, non-grass-fed meats, pesticides, herbicides, and the list goes on and on. Just Google it. It's all actually very scary. Any disruption of the liver detoxification pathway contributes to these excesses or imbalances in hormones. Now, estrogen dominance is a major problem stemming from disrupted liver detox pathways and is one reason menopausal women have an especially hard time losing fat around the abdomen. It's also why men sometimes develop a beer belly or breasts in midlife and beyond. Okay, this brings us to the third fat-storing roadblock, crash dieting. Crash dieting puts our bodies instantly into starvation mode, reducing fat-burning enzymes by up to 50%. Our bodies literally freak out. So not only do we tend to lose muscle mass when crash dieting, but our fat-burning enzymes can even decrease. So is it actually possible to overcome these silly genetics? I've got great news. You can, and I'm about to share with you some amazing tools that I've found that can help you get rid of unwanted body fat. Knowing what I'm about to share with you will make you realize why the popular, well-known so-called diet programs simply don't work long-term. Mega-rich supplement companies make money off of people like you and I by selling us pills and powders that lead to, at best, temporary results. But here's the thing. We don't need them and their expensive weight loss gimmicks to lose weight. Let me say that again. We do not need them and their expensive weight loss gimmicks to lose weight. What I'm about to share with you is key to actually being able to eat some bad foods and still burn fat. Let me give you a tiny anatomy lesson, and it's probably something you've never heard about. I may get a little bit technical for a second, but stick with me because I promise you by the end of this presentation, we want you to understand how to lose the weight you want and keep it off. This unusual piece of information is about your liver. See, the main role of the liver is to break down toxic substances and produce bile, which breaks down fats in the small intestines. Bile is critical for the transport of fats through the body. Liver dysfunction can result in difficulties eliminating cholesterol, which is a type of fat. For those of us that consume large amounts of cholesterol, which is very common in American diets, liver dysfunction can be a very significant factor in weight gain. Now, if the liver does not regulate fat metabolism efficiently, weight gain tends to occur around the belly area, and a protuberant abdomen, also known as a potbelly, will develop. If the liver filter is not functioning correctly, it can't remove the small fat globules, chylomicrons, that circulate in the bloodstream. These extra chylomicrons can build up in other organs and in fatty deposits under the skin, which can lead to cellulite, which tends to be found in your butt, thighs, arms, and belly. It can be very difficult to lose abdominal fat until the liver function is improved. That's one of the major reasons that the older we get, the fatter we get. What I'm basically trying to say is, when your liver is clogged up with junk, it will be difficult to lose weight, no matter how much dieting and exercise you do. You ever wonder why whenever you would diet and then stop, you'd gain the weight right back? Well, clean out your liver properly and turn it right back into the fat-burning, metabolism-boosting organ that it can be. Imagine starting a good weight loss program with a healthy liver that's regularly burning fat for you, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even while you're sleeping. The key here is to get your body as healthy as possible before beginning a proper weight loss program. I believe that starting a weight loss program without cleansing and purifying your body can be setting you up to fail before you even begin. So,
the transducer delivers an ultrasonic beam and provides real-time acoustic and optical feedback on treatment. It uses multi-directional acoustic waves to ensure that focused energy is applied to the selected area only. Specific ultrasound parameters of pulse length and energy level ensure selective damage to fat cells only. Non-adipose tissue, not being susceptible to these parameters, remains untouched and undamaged. Built-in controls verify acoustic contact and monitor transducer temperature during treatment. The ultrasound wave causes mechanical disruption of fat cell membranes. The content, primarily made up of triglycerides, is released into the interstitial fluid, where they are processed by physiological metabolic pathways. As the cell membranes are compromised and triglycerides are released, the body begins a gradual process of breaking them down into glycerol and free fatty acids. The free fatty acids bind to albumin and are slowly transported to the liver for removal or to other tissues and used as building blocks or energy. Glycerol, being water-soluble, is passed among both interstitial and systemic fluids, then processed through the liver or used in other cells. The entire process takes less than a week.